Shipping is when fans of a series, anime or otherwise, attempt to pair off two or more characters together in a romantic relationship. Oftentimes these will be based off of romantic inclinations teased within the series, or may revolve around a love triangle that leads to predictions of what the final couple will be. While shippers are often scorned by the anime community abroad, I think that for the most part they are fine. Sure, you get some of those weird Todoroki x Todoroki ships, but for the most part, it is wholesome theories. It's no different from power scaling. Of course, you get the toxic assholes, and while people will say they hate shippers, that doesn't mean that they don't ship themselves. I don't know how many times I've seen someone say that they hate shippers, but then say something like, obviously Real is gonna end up with Charmy.
You have allowed this Dark Lord to twist your mind until now you have become the very thing you swore to destroy.
It's really no different from someone saying that they hate power scaling, but then they use power scaling to say that your power scaling claim is wrong. Everybody ships. My girlfriend is a shipper, and this video is for her because she's a part of Astelle gang. Within Black Clover, there's a massive debate of shippers that attempts to answer the question, who will get Asta? Though he is a short, unattractive peasant with no magic, he's still a magic knight with boundless riz. Two different royal women fell in love with Asta within a single meeting, and Asta wasn't even trying to spit game. Even the cutest commoner in Clover, Rebecca, fell for Asta very quickly once she found out how relatable he was. It became a whole ass meme that Asta was gonna have a whole harem of women that featured characters like Noelle, Mimosa, Rebecca, Kohono, Sally, and Sekra, and even a new player within the manga that we will very much need to discuss. But of course, it never really mattered who wanted Asta. What really was important for who Asta wanted, and for almost the entire run of the series, that has been Sister Lily. With some current events in the manga, the new Black Clover movie, paired with old events in the manga, I am now fully in the camp that Noelle is the perfect woman for Asta, and they will end up together at the end of the series. I'm like 99.9999999% sure. If you guys end up enjoying this video, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe, as well as turn on notifications so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. You can also join my Discord or follow me on Twitter, both linked down below in the description if you want to continue this conversation further. Now, before I get into the evidence from the movie that proves that Asta and Noelle will end up together, I want to discuss why most of these girls within Asta's false harem have no chance. Let's start with Rebecca. While she was cool when she was introduced, and I was actually a massive fan of this ship, it made sense. Rebecca and Asta could connect so clearly because both of them had a bunch of little siblings that they cared dearly about and looked after. Both of them were orphans, just in different situations. And when her main story arc concluded early in the series, it ended with her leaving a kiss upon Asta's cheek, with her essentially admitting defeat to Noelle, as Rebecca herself admits that Noelle does have the better chance of getting Asta because she can fight at his side. While I once believed that Rebecca had an incredibly high chance at ending with Asta, the issue has been time. When it comes to fostering love, time is one of the most important aspects. Time allows you to explore a person and what they are truly like. Time allows you to know that person even more than they know themselves. And time is absolutely not on Rebecca's side. She has not interacted with Asta since this moment. We know that she herself saw Asta while he was at the awards festival a few months after they met, but all she does is see him on stage. There's no real interaction here. She would also see days after this that Asta was a fugitive devil host, and then 11 months later, she would see Asta in his devil union, saving the kingdom from the ancient demon. And now, 15 months later in the final saga, Black Clover, we do see Rebecca once more, again as merely an innocent bystander. So that is now well over 2 years since Asta and Rebecca have seen each other. The value of time for Asta and Rebecca to truly get to know each other has passed. While Rebecca probably still crushes on Haremsta, I have no doubts that her feelings have faded. Rebecca was 16 years old when she met Asta, and he was 15. Now, she is 19 and Asta is 18. While Asta is mostly the same guy, but with some good character progression over the years, that does not mean that Rebecca hasn't changed tremendously. She may be an entirely different woman now and more focused on other men. But unfortunately for Rebecca stans, this ship is not happening. The next possible ship is one that I'll say outright is not going to happen, and I never understood this as a viable ship, and that is Sally and Asta. I mean, sure, you got the whole experimentation fetish, but it is never stated that Sally is actually into Asta. It is more of a meme rather than an actual romantic option. She wants to experiment on Asta's body because he doesn't have magic. He's buff as hell, and he uses anti-magic. As a scientist, why wouldn't everything she wants to do with that body be based upon science and not romantically inclined? Yeah, this is not happening. And I do have a few more people to talk about before we get into discussing the movie, so please bear with me. Kohono and Asta is another popular ship. This is because of the double date at the awards festival where Asta was with her while Noelle was with Kyoto. Now, people take this statement from Kohono where she says if Noelle doesn't step up, she will have fun with Asta instead during the festival, which I think maybe it's possible that she has a tiny crush on Asta, but it's far more likely that this was just her thought to push Noelle. I mean, even while on the double date, she was trying to get Asta together with Noelle and even got him to admit that he likes her in front of her. But again, this is a time thing. Asta has almost no moments with her since then, so I highly doubt this will ever be a thing, and while this could be a cute ship, I just never understood it as a viable one either. Which leads us into Sekre or Nero. I absolutely do not get this one. Of course, Sekre is cute, but she obviously has no love for Asta, and he has none for her. She was simply always on his head because she was watching over the grimoire and thought being around Asta and Lick's old grimoire and swords would be a good idea for when the day would finally come for Lumiere to save the day once again. Also, I think Sekre really just had a massive crush on Lumiere. I think where this ship comes from is that Asta is a lot like Lumiere, so she might have a crush on him, but I really do not see this. If she had a crush on Asta, she probably would not have pranked Mimosa and Noelle when Asta did his proposal to Sister Lily, and she probably would have gotten jealous too if she did want Asta. I actually support the Sekre and Liba ship a lot more than this one, because I think it makes a lot more sense as they are both essentially Asta's familiars, and Sekre is cursed with Weg, so she is basically a part demon now as well. And finally we get to the woman that Asta actually loves, Sister Lily. But wait, Asta doesn't actually love her anymore, not like that. In the latest saga of Black Clover, Asta turned 18 and he actually went and told Lily his feelings once and for all, and proposed to her. She rejects him because she says that she sees him as a little brother, and Asta, now mature as an adult, gives up on his dream of marrying Sister Lily. And instead he switches up his vow, and instead of promising that he will marry her, instead he will become the Wizard King in her honor, as her little brother. So with Sister Lily out of the picture, it seems the field has finally been cleared, with the two royals within the audience of Asta's proposal, Noelle Silva and Mimosa Vermilion, being the last ones that Asta could end up with. And then Tabata threw us a curveball. Enter Achika Yami. That's right, Yami's little sister. While she seemed to hate Asta at first for disrespecting the hospitality of the Land of the Sun, and their shogun Ryu, and for his stunted mental state thanks to his defeat at the hands of the evil Wizard King Lucius Sagradas, where Asta lost his confidence. But ultimately Asta would overcome this hump, regain his confidence, learn Zeden, and save the day, including saving Achika directly from not only her death, but also her repressed memories of fear. But the shipping claims really picked up at the end of the Hino arc when Asta accidentally saw her naked in the hot spring. Well, they might have actually both seen each other naked, but anyways. Now you might think that this is not really that big of a deal, but when they see each other again after this, Ichika tells Asta that he must take responsibility for what he did. Now some people were really reading between the lines because apparently this was a thing in ancient Japan where it was a great offense to see a woman naked, and if you did, it was your responsibility to marry her. And if this is Ichika's intent behind her words, then man, we got a love square. But actually, I don't think so. Just because she said this doesn't mean she actually means it, nor does it mean that that was her intent behind the words. And it also doesn't mean that Asta would want to do that. Though it would be really funny to see Yami's reactions if this were the case, if it ever gets bring up. Instead, I actually see Ichika and Magna getting together. Magna is a manly man who is a Tsukihiro fanboy, and if Yami respects the hell out of him for his guts, Ichika probably will. And I don't think Ichika would mind getting with the man that has the feat of taking down the host of the King of Devils. And yeah, I just don't think Asta and Ichika have enough time together to form a real bond like that. Okay though, now we are back to the love triangle. Asta, Noelle, Mimosa. Two royal cousins fighting for the same peasant. What are the odds of that? Like, really. But let's get into Mimosa's best argument as to why she can get with Asta. Here's the thing. As an Asta believer myself since day one, at least I can recognize that Mimosa actually has a legitimate shot at getting with Asta. They have a lot of screen time together and shared moments together both in and out of battles. Asta has saved her, she has saved him. Mimosa could be a great woman at his side that can heal him when he needs it. I mean, she is impressive, she learned ultimate magic, and can prevent people from dying. Also, she's really not that weak either. I mean, back in the first arc of the Spade Saga, she was stalemating a 50% Dark Disciple. And Mimosa also proved herself to Asta long before the Spade Saga way back in the Royal Knights exams, when they are delegated to the same team, in which she showed a massive display in both their teamwork and possible chemistry. But here's a major issue as to why Asta will never pick Mimosa and why he will marry Noelle instead. Asta can relate to Noelle far more than Mimosa. Mimosa, while a good royal, is still a royal nonetheless. She lived a pampered life and still can show that she is pampered. Remember this scene of Mimosa before the Royal Knight's exam? A fellow knight is excited about the tournament, excited for his moment of helping defending the country from terrorists by defeating them once and for all. And what does Mimosa do? She makes fun of him for his lack of magic power, because it's annoying her. And what I find to be different about this compared to like when Noelle talks about being a royal is that this was Mimosa's true feelings. Noelle talks shit about Asta, or talks shit about she being a royal because she's concealing her true emotions, because she uses her royalty as a crutch for how bad her life has been. So for example, when she calls Asta stupid, it's because she's concealing her love. Whereas Mimosa is implying that this man is worthless because of his magic power, despite him being excited for a good cause. Of course, Noelle acted like this in the very beginning of the series too, but she is far more forgiving to commoners and peasants who are far weaker than her. And they are just going to relate to each other more. Noelle was a royal, sure, but she was treated like absolute shit. She didn't live a royal life. She knows what it's like to be weak and trampled upon. Mimosa doesn't. Because Asta's goal is to become the Wizard King to show everyone that peasants can do amazing things, to help break the classist system in society. If Noelle becomes the queen of the Clover Kingdom, while Asta is its commander as Wizard King, and he would also then be king if he marries Noelle, the two of them are going to have a much better time of actually making change than Mimosa. And really, Astelle hasn't even been a debate since the Elf Saga. Pretty much all of the Spade Saga and all of the current Final Saga, even the anime canon points to Asta and Noelle getting together. Mimosa has had no momentum on getting with Asta since she accidentally rubbed her titties on his face. And if Astelle has been the primary ship in Black Clover for almost 200 chapters, well, all of Mimosa's hope for actually getting with Asta resided in this movie, Black Clover Sword of the Wizard King. And what happens? Mimosa's role in the film was so minor, all she did was heal Asta and stop him from falling over, which I think that Yuno and Sekre would have just been fine at stopping that themselves. Besides that, Mimosa literally doesn't do anything in this movie. But look at Noelle. She saves Asta from an off-guard attack, the two literally rub cheeks as they fight back to back, and Asta makes Noelle blush. She encourages him further on the mission and comes out of nowhere to throw his ass through the portal. And did you see Asta's reaction to Noelle getting her magic stolen by Conrad? Bro, Asta literally had his "that's my Bulma" moment against Conrad, and it was about Noelle. When Asta was nearly dead, and Conrad was threatening to wipe out the continent and take over the world, all Asta could think about was Noelle, on top of already admitting that he likes her. And guys, it's literally a running joke that Asta and Yami both use Ki, which lets you read emotions better, but Yami cannot sense that Charlotte is into him, even though Asta can sense that. But also, Asta doesn't even know that Noelle is into him. Obviously, Yami is into Charlotte, it's going to parallel, and Asta will end up with Noelle as well. Okay, we got Mimosa's rack bodying Asta one time, but how many times has Asta saved Noelle, and how many times has Noelle saved Asta? Also, how many times now has Asta just carried Noelle like a knight in shining armor? And this goes back to my point. Asta and Noelle have spent way more time with each other. They're in the same squad. Mimosa is not. She's in the Golden Dawn. Time is of the essence. Time is everything. And Noelle has that advantage as well. And let me talk about the whole Noelle is a tsundere, so she treats Asta like shit, so she'll never get him. Guys, it's a joke. Tsunderes are exaggerated for comical effect because it's essentially a gag. Even most of the moments where she's being a tsundere, they're gag scenes. We shouldn't take them that seriously. And tsunderes are popular because they are based in reality. Again, they are exaggerated, but it's still funny and relatable because stuff like this happens. You might as well call my girlfriend a tsundere because before we were dating, we would always mess with each other, especially when we'd play social games like Mafia or Among Us. She would always try and get me killed at whatever the cost, even betraying me in the game just to mess with me. She wanted me dead in the game, even though she wanted me in real life. Also, let's not forget the many moments where she genuinely cares for Asta. When Asta is cursed so that he cannot use his arms any longer, she is the one who wants to help feed him. When his arms are cursed and he cannot be a knight ever again, Noelle leads the charge for the Black Bulls to go on missions to find a cure. When Asta is giving a magically empowered smoothie and he cannot drink it, Noelle is the one to allow him to consume it. Don't let tsundere gag scenes overshadow the actual story of Asta and Noelle. There are countless cute moments that are building up to what is going to be some of the most powerful children in the entire Black Clover universe. I mean, imagine Noelle's magic power with Asta's physical strength and work ethic and Ki and Zetten. Their kids are going to be busted. Asta was by far the most likely outcome for Asta's future going into the movie, and all it did was make it even more likely. It was so funny to watch the movie and see my girlfriend blush each time Asta and Noelle were on screen together, especially this scene, but also to see her sheer cringe each time she saw Mimosa, especially in this scene. Now before I finish the video, I gotta give some words for the Asta harem supporters, the people who think that Asta will end up with multiple women, not just one. Sure, this can be a funny meme, but this is absolutely not in Asta's character to want multiple women at once. Bro is loyal to the core, there ain't no way he's ending up with Noelle, Mimosa, Secre, blah blah blah. It's just not happening, guys. And let's say, for the sake of argument, even if it was in Asta's character to want a harem, this is not within the characters for the women. If Asta offered Noelle to be one of his wives and not to be his one wife, she would reject it. Do you see how she reacts to any other woman getting close to Asta? She is way too protective and has already marked her territory with him. She is not sharing Asta with anybody, and neither would Mimosa. And a chica would absolutely never share a man. If Asta had a harem of Noelle, Mimosa, and a chica, the world would literally be destroyed by the battles that would take place between them. Also, let's not forget almost the entire Black Clover fandom is waiting for a massive reunion in the manga. Everyone wants to see Noelle reunited with Asta, as remember, she once thought Asta was dead at the hands of Lucius and Sister Lily. Everything will be leading into this reunion where I do believe that we will get even more revelations for Astelle. I wouldn't be surprised if Noelle does end up making the move, as this is a part of her story arc. She's gotten through so much turmoil, the only thing holding her back now is her love for Asta that she represses. I think that Noelle is going to kiss Asta like Rebecca did and admit the love that she has for him, and he will reciprocate. With nothing holding her back, she'll be able to ascend to her true potential. And now, Asta with another kind of love to protect will reach new heights, and I'm sure Liebe is going to also want to help protect his brother's woman. And with that being said, I have some final words from Mrs. Broku. Okay, honey, tell me why you think Asta and Noelle are going to end up together.
Because they're perfect for each other, and they always hype each other up and help each other when they're in need, and they're the best power couple ever. I mean, except us, of course.
Exactly. And now tell me what you think about Mimosa.
In one word, ew. Just ew.
Alright, well thank you for coming on, Mrs. Broku. I love you.
I love you too.
Hope you guys end up enjoying the video. Please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Peace out.